This is Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve Nugent, right here on Sports Radio 1340, WHAP, Hopewell.
This is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth Nugent.
And the truth will set you free.
He covers everything from high school to the pros and everything in between here in the Tri-Cities. Now, let's go to Steve the Truth with The Bottom Line.
That's right, folks. This is Steve the Truth, and this is The Bottom Line. It's been a beautiful Monday out there. Of course, we're right here at the top of the hour. Big news, today's show is only an hour long due to we got to take care of some other activities this afternoon, but it is going to be a great show right here on WHAP Fox Sports Radio, 1340 AM, 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at WHAPradio.com. Of course, I'm not by myself. The man, the myth, the legend, that is Mr. Harry Clary is with us. Harry, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good today, Steve. Man, you just won't believe how great my weekend was.
All right, we'll talk about it here very shortly. Yeah, it was a great weekend yesterday. Like I said, I'll give a shout-out to the wrestling Hopewell Wrestling Youth Wrestling League. We were at Dinwiddie High School yesterday. Got to see some old classmates as well. We'll talk about that there in a little while. Of course, joining us now, the one, the only, the entertainer, that is Rick Morrison. Rick, you found out who your Denver Broncos have to play this weekend in the divisional round, and y'all got to play the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
It is probably one of the game of the weeks, and we'll definitely go into that the second half of this hour today. Well, Harry, how was your weekend?
Oh, my God, Steve, you're not going to believe this. I don't think either one of y'all are going to believe. It's just amazing. Are y'all ready for this?
Yes, sir.
We're ready.
It was all right.
It was all right. Yep, mine was all right. Of course, Saturday we got to watch some good football. All the games, all 5 games so far this season has been in the wild card weekend have been very, very close. I think they said through the 5 games that's been played, the margin of victory is 5.1 points overall.
Like non-binary, it could have gone either way.
You're exactly right. Yep, that is great. And, of course, let's not forget Thursday night and Friday night's football games. The University of Miami, who a lot of people didn't think they belonged in the national championship of college football playoffs, they're headed back home, play the national championship in Miami where they play football. So that's a big deal.
Florida is definitely a football state, wouldn't you say, Steve?
Yes, sir, it is. And, of course, they're taking on the 15-0 Indiana Hoosiers, who defeated a very good Oregon team and beat them pretty handily. And they're going to travel down to Miami, and we'll break that game down next Monday night because they play January 19th. We'll be here next Monday night, and we'll help break that game down for you so far as all your betting odds and all that good stuff as well. So, all in all, the weekend, I think, went real well. Saturday's games, and then, of course, with our picks, which we'll do in the segment 4 of the first hour here, that Harry went 4-1, Rick went 4-1, and I went 4-1.
That's the best we've done all season.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Of course, I picked the 49ers to go on to win the Super Bowl, and they got by the defending champions, Philadelphia Eagles, at home yesterday. And like I said, that Eagle team, I'm not sure exactly what to think about that Eagle team that I saw yesterday. The coach yelling at A.J. Brown like that, running all the way down the field. And, of course, in the press conference, he said that A.J. knows he ain't got nothing but love for him and everything, that, they're on the same page. But I'm not sure, Harry, your thoughts?
I'm going to change gears a little bit, mentioning Juwan Jennings. You saw what he said. You don't say anything to fire up the other team. He said, we're getting who we wanted. Yeah. They want Seattle. I mean, I would never say that I want this team or I don't want this team. I would just say, they fall how they fall. We got to play who we play. But if I'm on Seattle, I'm like, he wants us.
Well, they split during the season. San Francisco beat them the first game of the season, and Seattle beat them the last game of the season to earn the number 1 seed. So it should be fun. The weather should be a factor this weekend coming up in all these games, especially Chicago. They got snow flurries and brutal cold, wintry mix and cold weather on Sunday, so that game should be fun to watch as well.
But getting back to your original question about the Philadelphia Eagles, I would say that they ran the ball, is too much run the ball down your throat and not enough change up, which was interesting because the Patriots rammed it down the Chargers' throat last night. You know what I mean? Didn't play their normal game, so Vrabel's pulling a page out of Belichick and saying, hey, we're going to feature you tonight. You know what I mean? That's what it reminds me of. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, Rick, your thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles? Of course, the 2 teams that made the Super Bowl last year are out of the playoffs, so we'll have at least 2 new teams that haven't been, from last year.
I'd like to see 2 teams that have never been.
Oh yeah, I would like to see
that'd be
that
hard to do, though.
Yeah, I think the Eagles played good, but I mean it was a tight matchup, and the 49ers just came back and won. Yeah, they lost George Kittle, so I don't know if that's going to be bad for them going forward. But
yeah, I'm not beating a dead horse when I say it. Last week we talked about it in depth about the decision making and the analytics that they're putting into it. The game last night between the New England Patriots and the Chargers, 2 old school coaches, and when they had a chance to kick a field goal, they kicked the field goal.
I noticed that too. I thought, wow, here we go again. Yeah, this is what you're supposed to do.
And they won 16-3.
It paid off.
Yeah, and then you look at Philadelphia, and then some of the other games from Saturday, going forward on 4th down just continuously. It was like, man. But like I said, it was. I had a fun weekend watching football, and it was hopefully this weekend coming up is going to be fun too. And don't forget, there's a game tonight. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers at home taking on the Houston Texans, and whoever wins this game will travel to New England next weekend. We're not sure what day. It might be, I think it's Sunday, but not the time hadn't been set yet on what channel it's going to be on. But we'll try to keep you up to date with that. But let's talk about the headlines of the day. One of them is the Falcons interviewed Harbaugh today. What do you think about Harbaugh going to Atlanta?
Well, he's got so many demands. I guess he's got to filter out. I guess it's more who's going to give him what he wants. And I guess if Atlanta does that, he'll go there. But I think it was like you'd said earlier, it makes more sense for him to go to New York. Family might not even have to move.
Right. And the Giants are, from what I've been hearing and been reading, that they're willing to give him anything he wants. $20 million a year. He can do personnel. He can do everything.
Well, I remember Parcells said if he's going to be the cook, he wants to buy the groceries.
Yes, that's exactly right. But I think the perfect fit for him would be South Florida.
Yeah.
And then
family will have to move then, though.
Well, like I said, it's a football state, though. It's nice there. But he's going to interview, like I said, he interviewed for the Falcons, but also new president for the Falcons is Matt Ryan, former quarterback for the Falcons, lost in the Super Bowl when they had the 28-3 lead. He is the new president for the Falcons. He's leaving CBS. It was a nice little farewell that he did yesterday when they closed out the show.
Well, he was good at CBS. I thought he did a pretty good job. And, hey, who better to pick than him? He's kind of the face of the organization, I would say.
And just won't go in depth on this, but not breaking news, but, Major League Golf, down at Carr Brothers, we always, certain weekends we do a golf little bet but amongst friends, and whoever wins gets a drink. Koepka returning to the PGA Tour, and he could bring 3 stars back. So that'll be great to see him come back and play the tour again, and the LIV Tour kind of, because I know they were at one time trying to make it together, but I don't think that's going to work out.
Yeah, well, golf has really improved a lot. I think there's more great golfers now than there has probably ever been. The top 20 is probably stronger than it's ever been in history, I'd say.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the headlines. The Rams did with a big win over Carolina. I'd say a big win because they came back to take the lead. The 49ers knocked off the Eagles, and they knocked them out the playoffs, as we mentioned earlier. New England beats down the Chargers. In your comment earlier, you're talking about San Francisco saying, yeah, that's who they want. Well, the Chargers, remember, set their starters the last week of the season because they felt that they matched up better against New England than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
But that's why they played the game.
And the Bears, big win over Green Bay. Green Bay was up 21-3. And the Bears came back and won. And we're going to break all these games down for you there in the second half hour of this hour. Buffalo stays alive with a big win, 27-24 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I didn't get a chance to see this game. I was at the wrestling meet yesterday.
A lot of lead changes.
Yeah. And with Buffalo winning, of course, y'all did pick Philadelphia and Buffalo to make the Super Bowl. Y'all still have Buffalo. And like I said, I had San Francisco and Baltimore, and then I said I'm going to go with Dan Berman's pick that he always picked. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers. So that's what I'm hoping to see.
Well, I'd say you're lucky if you get one right picking them before the season starts.
You're exactly right. To get both of them would be incredible. Of course, with that, tonight is Pittsburgh and Houston, and we'll break that down here for you shortly. But at this time, just like every Monday night, it's
time for On This Date in Sports History
with Harry Clary. Brought to you by Car Brothers, the gathering place located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road. Now, here's Harry.
Yes, and like Rick said, Car Brothers, the gathering place, here in Hopewell, best burger in town.
Yes, sir.
On this day in sports history, January the 12th, in 1906, the forward pass was legalized by the Football Rules Committee.
Ooh.
That's who decided things. So, 1906, so 120 years ago.
Yeah, and it just took... And now it's all the overhand passes. That's mainly what they do.
Right, not like it was in the 70s when they ran most of the time. Mm-hmm. Okay, also on January the 12th in 1920, annual drafting of baseball players from minor leagues to be done by inverse order of the final standings is agreed to. In other words, if you come in last, you pick first. If you come in first, you pick last. In 1946, on January 12th, the Cleveland Rams were granted permission to move to Los Angeles. Now, this is in 1946. Mm-hmm. The Cleveland Rams get permission. Now, don't forget that before this segment is over. Okay, 1960, Dolph Schayes becomes the first NBA player to score 15,000 points. And now they're like... would Chamberlain have 38,000?
I think LeBron's like at 40 or something.
Oh, yeah. Of course, he played 65 seasons. And Chamberlain only played like 13, you know.
You're right.
All right. Anyway, 1966, January the 12th, Red Auerbach won his 1,000th game as coach of the Boston Celtics. Everybody knows who Red Auerbach is.
Yeah, smoking a cigar.
Okay. This is where the curse started. 1969, the Jets defeated the Colts 16-7 in Super Bowl III. First time that the term Super Bowl was used was Super Bowl III. Mm-hmm. It was called the AFL Championship game. But now we call them all Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. And Jets haven't done anything since. 1993. On this day, it was announced that Mario Lemieux, Pittsburgh Penguins, had Hodgkin's disease. In 1999, Mark McGwire's 70th home run ball was sold for $3 million. I'd have me a big house, 1,000 acres, bunch of cars, instead of like a baseball sitting on the.
Anyway. That person probably has all that. That's
they got 20 times all that. If you got money for that. Okay, 2004. Cam Neely's number 8 was retired by the Boston Bruins. And in 2006, the NFL now get this, same day, the NFL approved the Rams owner, Sam Kroenke, plan to move the Rams back to Los Angeles.
That's pretty good. For
on this day in sports history, January the 12th, we also got some birthdays. Got some really good ones, man. Yeah. 1944, Joe Frazier.
Ooh.
Smoking Joe. He was a gold medal winner in 1964, heavyweight champ from 1970 to 1973. Okay, 1947, Tom Dempsey, the kicker with the Saints, they kicked the 63-yard field goal that had a deformed foot, and that record stayed for a long time. 1951, Drew Pearson, wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, his birthday, 1951.
Wouldn't he be the true 88?
He is the most important 88. Yeah. And they've had a bunch of them.
Yeah, Michael Irvin.
Oh, yeah. They've had a lot of them. 1960, on January 12th, Dominique Wilkins was born. And he played for the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, and here's the big one. 1971, Steve Nugent, the late-night sports show and Bottom Line, was born on this day. On January the 12th. 1971. Let's hear it for Steve Nugent.
Hey,
Steve the Truth Nugent.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Harry. Yeah, I'm the speed limit of 55.
And the crowd goes wild.
You go, Rick. Man, I appreciate y'all fellas, man. Like I said, I enjoy doing this show, and of course, like I said, a birthday's a birthday, and today's been a pretty good day, to say the least. But Harry, thanks so much.
That's why I didn't say anything about it in the beginning of the show.
Oh, that's good.
I produced music for the Village People for 4 years, and I want you to know you also share a birthday with Felipe Rose, the Indian of the Village People.
Oh, right.
Y'all have a lot in common.
That's why Rick is the entertainer. Yeah, man.
My birthday is on April 9th, and I share a birthday with Hugh Hefner.
Oh, that one ups me.
I got a joke, but I'm going to leave it alone.
It is just about 17 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock. Like I said, we're only doing an hour show tonight. We got some other engagements we got to take care of. But like I said, next week we'll be back here for 2 hours, break down the college football playoffs national championship game between Indiana and Miami. And while I got this time, I want to give a shout out to some of our listeners that Patrick and Jenny Henderson, want to give them a shout out. They might be on the way to the Hopewell Moose Lodge for the Queen of Hearts tonight. I want to give them a shout out, and I really thank them for all of their support. And of course, John Martin, too, of the Optimist Club, along with Patrick. He's the Optimist Club. And the young man that we had on the radio during the summertime for the soccer, Orrin Beasley.
I remember him.
He recently had a birthday. Happy birthday, Orrin. Hopefully your parents are listening. And
was he a kicker also?
Yes, he was kicker for the
football. Curly-haired guy.
Yeah, and he turned 18 years old.
Wow.
Can you imagine being 18 again?
No, because the world would be in danger.
You're terrible. Yeah, I want to give him a shout out too for his birthday as well. And don't forget the Optimist Club. They got a spaghetti dinner coming up Saturday, the 24th, from 4 to 7. It's they do it with the Mrs. of the Optimists. So if you get a chance, go by there and check that out. That's the Optimist Club spaghetti dinner. It's a fundraiser, and it's Saturday, January 24th, from 4 to 7. With that, we're going to take our first break of the show. When we come back, we're going to talk some Hopewell Blue Devils basketball and see how they did against the nationally ranked Petersburg. Petersburg has lost a couple games now recently, but
and Hopewell lost like all 5 starters or close to it.
And the coach. The coach too.
Yeah, so come that close to Petersburg, not too bad.
Not too bad. We'll get you set for what's on tap this week on WHAP for Hopewell Blue Devils basketball as well. You're listening to The Bottom Line right here with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and the entertainer, that is Rick Morris.
K&L Barbecue at 1410 Maple Street, inside Cavalier Square, Hopewell. Wants you to know they have great specials on the daily menu, such as hamburger steaks, grilled chicken, a lightly fried chicken sandwich, and of course, the best chicken and dumplings in the Tri-Cities. And don't forget about their world-famous barbecue and sauce. Dine in or carry out at K&L Barbecue. Call 458-4241. That's 458-4241 for K&L Barbecue.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383 or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. Simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what He originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Car Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Tony Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
Hemco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Hemco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Hemco at 458-8514, open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
Car Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Car Brothers.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with the bottom line.
That's what I said.
All right, we're back here at Fox Sports Studios. This is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and the entertainer that is Rick Morris. Now we're moving right on, just as we said before the break. Well, let's go to this here real quick. I want to bring this up. Today, NASCAR they've been talking about making a change to get more viewers and try to get the playoffs more to where they are competitive.
So they're going to show more women in the stands?
Yes, that's exactly what they're going to do, especially when they do it on a hot summer day. You see them all day long standing on trucks out there and tailgating. Yeah, NASCAR will return in 2026 to its original chase format, a 10-race postseason that will feature 16 drivers vying for the title with a consistency playing more of a role than recent years. And consistency is the main thing. Recently, they had to where if you won a race, you're in the playoffs. And some of these teams, win one race and they get in, and then, of course, they don't even make the cut after the first round. So it takes up a spot from somebody that, the other team could have had more points. But if they won a race, they're in no matter what. So they're going to change that to where you don't have to have, when the field is reset for the 10-race postseason, the regular season champion will start with 2,100 points. The runner-up will start with 2,075 points, third, 2,065 points, fourth at 2,060, fifth at 2,055, and so on, with 5 points separating each finisher in their race. Now, that's how they're going to set the playoffs, and then, like I said, 16 drivers will get on based in just on points, not just when to get in. You have to be in the top 16 in points because that's how it should be anyway.
It's kind of like fantasy football, scoring the most points but losing because every time you play somebody, you're playing the best. So same thing. So I guess points should be more important.
Yeah, and the consistency, like I said.
Consistency,
that's
absolutely.
Yeah, and then the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, formerly the Xfinity Series, will have a 9-race playoff after 24 regular season races with 12 drivers with their points reset in the same manner as the Cup. And the Craftsman Truck Series will have 7-race playoff with 18 regular season races and 10 drivers with the points reset in the same manner as the Cup and the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. So that's new there, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, formerly the Xfinity Series. So that gets you caught up on NASCAR. And, of course, the Daytona 500 is a little bit over a month away. And then we're back in racing. So that's good. And just before the break, I did say we will try to break down a little bit of the Hopewell Blue Devil basketball team. They coming in tonight 5-1. This past weekend, Friday night, they took on the Petersburg Christian Wave right there at Coach LePage's court. And they came up just a little bit short, 65-35. And then, of course, tomorrow night they'll be at home taking on Prince George. And, of course, the rivalry between Hopewell and Prince George is not quite as big as the rivalry between Hopewell and Petersburg.
Yeah, not as much damage done after the game's over.
Yeah, and then Friday night, Hopewell basketball team takes on the Colonial Heights Colonials, and that'll be at Colonial Heights. And both of them will be live right here on WHAP Fox Sports Radio, 1340 AM, 96.9 FM, and WHAPradio.com. I'll get it out here in a minute. I was thinking .net. But the big news of the day, like we do every Monday night right here on the Bottom Line, we break down the AP Top 25 basketball, college men's basketball. And number one is Arizona. Last week we mentioned how close Michigan and Arizona was close. Michigan lost, so they fell to number 4. We got Arizona with 60 of the 61 votes. Iowa State got 1 vote. They're second. UConn is third. Michigan fourth. Purdue fifth. ACC, Duke leading ACC right now as well, and they're tied with Miami. They're undefeated as well in the ACC. Houston is 7th. Nebraska is 8th. Gonzaga is 9th. Vanderbilt 10th. BYU 11th. Michigan State is staying steady there at 12th. Illinois 13th. North Carolina has moved up to 14th, and they're ACC. Texas Tech's 15th. And guess who's number 16?
Does it start with a V?
It does. It's your Wahoos. Virginia is ranked 16th in the nation. 17th is Arkansas. Alabama's 18th. Florida is 19th, and round out the top 20 is Louisville. And speaking of Louisville and UVA, Louisville plays UVA tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So if you get a chance, check that out. Now, taking a look at the 2 state schools we got here, just Virginia and Virginia Tech. VCU coming off a hard loss to George Mason this past weekend as well. Looking at UVA, they are ranked 16th in the nation. They're 3-1 in the ACC, 14-2 overall, 10-0 at home, and on a 3-game win streak. Virginia Tech still doing. They had a tough loss this weekend as well. They're 2-2 in the ACC, 13-4, 10-1 at home, and they're on a 1-game winning streak. And that is your college basketball update for this Monday night. It is just about bottom of the hour of 6:30, and we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, Rick will have his updates with the National Hockey League, and then in the second half of the show, we're going to play Who You Got, and we're going to try to pick the outcome of next week's football games.
Well, we can't pick them all.
No, you can't.
Well, all but one.
Yeah. What? Next week?
Because tonight ain't decided yet.
Oh, right, yeah, but like I said, we'll try to do our best to pick them as best we can. But like I said, you're 4-1 on the weekend. He's 4-1. I'm 4-1. But I got Pittsburgh tonight, and both of y'all took Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm 13 picks behind, so it's going to probably be incredible for me to catch up with y'all guys. With that, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and the entertainer that is Rick Morris.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. Simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what He originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Carr Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Tony Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
Hemco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Hemco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Hemco at 458-8514. Open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383 or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with the bottom line. That's what I said.
All right, we are back here, and don't forget tonight's game is the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Houston Texans. Houston comes in at 12-5, and Pittsburgh comes in as the North champions of the AFC, and they're 10-7. And get this, fellas, Houston is favored in the game. Is the favorite?
They should be, because
on the road.
I'm sorry, but the AFC North just isn't what it used to be.
Yeah, it should be intriguing to see how this works out tonight. I was just looking at some of the stats. They're doing commercials. The points per game, Houston averages 23.8, Pittsburgh 23.4. Pretty close. Passing yards, 218 to 202. Rushing yards, 108 for Houston, 103 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This game, I think, opponent scoring, Texas only gives up an average of 17.4. Pittsburgh average 22.8.
Well, that's pretty close to what the total league average was. I looked it up. It's usually 22.8, 22.9. So them being playoff teams and it being a little higher than that makes sense.
Yeah, and then before we get into talking this past weekend of football, I want to ask y'all guys a couple questions about the coaching carousel that's going on. Of course, we wasn't here last week. Harbaugh got fired on Tuesday, I think it was. Tuesday night. We did the show Monday. And, of course, our coach got fired Wednesday. When I say ours, I'm a Miami Dolphin fan. So he got fired. Now, both of these guys are very hot topics. One of them is a hot topic so far as our offensive coordinator. And, of course, John Harbaugh, he can pick where he wants to go. Your thoughts on Baltimore letting him go after 18 years in a very successful coaching?
I don't think they should have let him go. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. But, you know, I think owners get to the point where, are we going to blame the players or are we going to blame the coach? I think they should have kept the coach and maybe got rid of some of the players.
Well, Rick, your thoughts real quick.
I think they should have kept him. I think they didn't make the playoffs because of injuries. The team had too many injuries, and they just couldn't overcome it. So I think they made a mistake.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think Lamar Jackson, if he could stay healthy, he would, you know, be a good quarterback. Big Woody, I appreciate the birthday wish too, man. And Big Woody says he's hitting the show here. Ravens will regret it. And a good coach is tough to find.
Right. It's funny how all of us sitting here that aren't really directly involved in sports know more about it than those owners do.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But I just wanted to touch base on that, and we'll talk a little bit more about it a little later. But now it's time. It is 23 minutes toward the hour of 7 o'clock. It's with the entertainer, Rick Morris, with the National Hockey League.
All right, here are the recaps of Sunday's NHL games brought to you by Ligon Jones Insurance. The Jets beat the Devils 4-3. The Bruins shut out the Penguins 1-0. The Predators get a win over the Capitals 3-2. The Blue Jackets beat the Mammoth 3-2. And finally, the Golden Knights get a huge win over the Sharks 7-2. Then tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, we have a slate of 9 games. The Panthers take on the Sabres. The Hurricanes visit the Red Wings. The Kraken will play the Rangers. And the Lightning take on the Flyers. Then at 7:30, the Canucks play the Canadiens, and at 8, the Devils visit the Wild, and 8:30, we have the Oilers at the Blackhawks. And finally, at 10 o'clock, the Maple Leafs take on my Colorado Avalanche, and the Stars visit the Kings. And that's your NHL updates brought to you by Ligon Jones Insurance. Now back to Steve the Truth.
All right, Rick, the entertainer, thanks so much, my man. Of course, the National Hockey League will focus a little bit more on that as the NFL comes down to an end here, and focus on the National Hockey League. And I'm going to try to have, speaking of Washington, the Capitals, the Wizards, of course, made a big trade this past week, and I've already got an email sent to Dave Johnson, and we've had him on the show once already.
Yep.
And I'm going to try to have him on the show on a Monday night that he can be available to talk about the big trade and see if that can help the Washington Wizards in the future there in the NBA. Now let's get back to pro football. Of course, last week, Harry, you went 4-1. Rick went 4-1. I went 4-1. You're 158. Rick's 154. I'm 144. But I got Pittsburgh.
That's gross.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh y'all both took Houston tonight, and, of course, Houston is a favorite tonight. Now, your thoughts on the Rams-Carolina game? I think Stafford's going to be the MVP of the league. It's the way it's sounding like right now. And when he got into a huddle, when Carolina scored late, he got in the huddle, and Devontae Adams said that he looked right at him. He said, "Let's go yank their hearts out." And they did it, drove it right down the field.
But my thoughts on the game are just before the half, the Rams could have kicked a field goal. And what happened was Carolina came right on down and scored just before the half ended. Well, they might have done that anyway, but they'd have had 3 more points. So when it got to the end of the game,
it would have been
they didn't need a touchdown to win. They would have just needed a field goal. But they were lucky, and they got through, and I'm just going to say best team won.
Yeah, and I know, like I said, spoke about it earlier. We talked about it in length last week about the analytics in football. I just don't get it, but it's what it is. Now the other game, Rick, Saturday night was the Packers and the Bears. The Bears come back to win 31-27. With that being said, the Packers were up 21-3. Do you think it was more the Packers giving the lead up, or was it the Bears making a run to bring it back?
It was 28 points in the fourth quarter is what it was.
Yeah. Rick,
that sounds familiar. I think the Bears just had an amazing comeback. They, when you're down and out and you don't have anything left to do, then you just start balling out and see if you can win it.
Yeah, like I said, they had 21 points in the first 3 drives were touchdowns for Green Bay. The first 3 drives for Chicago, 3 and out. The last 3 drives for Green Bay at the end of the game, punt, 3 and out. And the last 3 drives for the Bears was touchdown.
Then I know exactly what happened. They changed uniforms at halftime.
That sounds like, what is it? Well, it's definitely a game of 2 halves for sure. And there's some of them playing there at the end of that game, too, with the analytics going for 2 and this, that, and the other. It's like, man, if you would have kicked this field goal earlier in the game, the score would be totally different. And like I said before, I ain't trying to beat a dead horse, but momentum is a thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's a big thing. Now, I didn't get a chance to see any of this game yesterday, the Buffalo Bills and the Jaguars. I was at my grandkids' wrestling meet at the Dinwiddie High School yesterday, which they did real well. Enjoy seeing the kids play and exceed in anything they do. Now, the Buffalo Bills beat the Jaguars 27-24. Bills scored, and like I said, did the Bills, I would say at the time, would you think the Bills scored too early with 1:03 left to take the lead, 27-24, when they could have kneeled the ball once or twice because Jacksonville didn't have any timeouts?
Well, that's one philosophy and one way of looking at it, but I think they looked at it like, hey, the way this game is going, it was like it was a lot of lead changes, and especially in the fourth quarter, and the only difference is when the Jaguars are coming up, for the last score, they throw the ball, hits the receiver's hands, and it was an interception. That it could have gone either way, but both teams were scoring every time coming down the field, and when the Jaguars had their last chance, fate didn't go their way.
Yep. And they said I didn't get a chance to see it, but Buffalo moves on again, and the 4:30 game, I got a chance to sit and my daughter came over and we sat around and cooked dinner and we watched the games. Very fun game to watch between the San Francisco 49ers and the Eagles. 23-19, I believe the final was. And
that was a chess match, that game was.
Yeah. They missed the field goal. The extra point.
Missed the extra point, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, man, that is crazy. But George Kittle's out with a ACL.
Torn
Achilles. Yeah. He might be out all next year, too. They take a chance, I don't know if he's thinking about retirement or not, but could you imagine if him and Kelsey go out the same year? They'll both get in this 5 years from now the Hall of Fame.
And all the other tight ends will be going, now I can be one of the best in the NFL.
Yeah. And that's one thing about San Francisco. They do have depth at that position because the one that scored the winning touchdown was the tight end, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think the big fullback was the big difference in the game for San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, big number 44.
What's his name? Juice something?
Yeah, it escapes me.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, he made a big play. He made a big play there in that second half.
Juicic or something like that. I don't know. What is his name?
All right, let's move. Like I said, what's your thoughts about New England not being? Not New England. The Eagles not being in the playoffs.
Well, they got beat by the better team. It was so strange with the 49ers having all those injuries. I mean, the linebackers weren't even second string, I don't think. They were so decimated in their defense. If I had to bet on it again, I'd bet on the Eagles.
Yeah.
I would too.
Yeah, I bet. Like I said, they were in there and they just couldn't finish the game, but that's the way the Eagles were most of the season. They weren't the team they were last year. Yeah.
Sometimes you try to help somebody and you can't help them. See?
That's exactly right. Just you can see it right there, but it's Cal. His name is Cal.
Juicic was close as I could get.
Yeah, Woody's got it.
We need somebody that we need an English teacher to call in on the show for this one.
That's right.
It's usually those African names I can't pronounce, but that's like a Czech name or something.
Now, New England and the Chargers last night, the Chargers set their players, as I mentioned earlier. We were talking about it, and the last week of the season, felt they had a better option to beat New England. New England come out looking real well. The quarterback for May, he's going to be between him and the quarterback for the Rams for the MVP from what I'm hearing. He had 10 rushes yesterday, and he did real well. He was the key to that offense last night.
He's amazing. Drake May came out of nowhere. I mean, it happens every year that a quarterback or running back or whatever, but this guy is the future of the New England Patriots, and he just gets a wow.
He's the first. How did they say it last night? His first win in the playoffs was against the Chargers, and the last time a starting quarterback had their first win at home,
Tom Brady.
Against who?
Chargers.
The Raiders. The Tuck game.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. It sure was. And it's awful funny now because Brady is part owner
of the Raiders. And they're looking for a coach too. Yeah, with that, and then the night's game, we broke that down for you too, man. I hope y'all tune into that and check that out. And then we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do just like we do every Monday night. We're going to play Who You Got with the games coming up right here on WHAP The Point.
K&L Barbecue at 1410 Maple Street, inside Cavalier Square, Hopewell. Wants you to know they have great specials on the daily menu, such as hamburger steaks, grilled chicken, a lightly fried chicken sandwich, and of course, the best chicken and dumplings in the Tri-Cities. And don't forget about their world-famous barbecue and sauce. Dine in or carry out at K&L Barbecue. Call 458-4241. That's 458-4241 for K&L Barbecue.
Stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383 or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Carr Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Carr Brothers.
Himco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Himco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Himco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Himco at 458-8514. Open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Himco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
911 is the number that can save civilians' lives. 1-800-COP-LINE is the number that can save yours. Did you know more cops die by suicide than in the line of duty? Talk to a cop who cares. Call 1-800-COP-LINE or visit VAFirstResponderWellness.org. The life you save could be your own. Paid for by the Virginia Department of Criminal Justice Services.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. Simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what He originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Carr Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Tony Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
This is Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve Nugent right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP. Hopewell.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with The Bottom Line. That's what I said.
All right, we are back here taking a look at your leaderboard tonight in the NBA. That is the National Basketball Association. 7 o'clock tip-off, you got Utah taking on Cleveland. 7:30, you got Boston taking on Indiana. Philadelphia taking on Toronto, and Brooklyn taking on Dallas. At 10 o'clock, got the Lakers taking on Sacramento, and Charlotte taking on the Clippers at 10:30. Of course, we're back here. This is The Bottom Line. I'm Steve the Truth, alongside the legend, the man, the myth, that is Mr. Harry Clary, and the entertainer, that is Rick Morris. And right now, as we do every night on The Bottom Line, every Monday night, it is time for...
We have made it to the point of the show when we attempt to see into the future and make our weekly NFL picks. We will tally up our correct picks at the end of the season to determine a champion. Get ready for Who You Got.
That's right. It is just ready for Who You Got. We're going to try to pick the divisional round. Of course, the games that's pretty much already determined. The time and day may be not set up quite yet. But, of course, Texas taking on the Steelers tonight. That game kicks off just about 8:15 on ABC and ESPN. And, Harry, the first game I got on the list is the Rams taking on the Bears. Both teams came back to win the game right at the end of the game this past weekend in the wild card weekend. Who you got, Rams, Bears?
Bears.
He's taking the Bears. Now, you would have thought you would be taking the Bears at the beginning of the season to go to the NFC Championship game?
Nah, I had them in last place.
Rick, who you got, man? The Rams and the Bears.
I'm taking Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
Good pick. I'm taking the Rams as well. Little funny note here. We were talking about it in production meeting. The last time these two teams met in the playoffs, in the divisional round of the playoffs, 1985, the Chicago Bears went on to defeat the New England Patriots. Could it be a rematch? That could be a rematch in 1985.
It could be.
Yep, so I got the Rams as well. All right, we're going to go to the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Y'all both picked the Buffalo Bills to go to the Super Bowl, so I'm going to start with Rick on this one because he picked the Buffalo Bills to go to the Super Bowl, and his favorite team is the Denver Broncos.
So he changed his mind, and this one works better than the other one he had.
Yes, he had. So, Rick, who you got, the Denver Broncos or the Buffalo Bills?
I'll be happy to take an L on my Super Bowl pick. I'm taking the Broncos.
He is taking the Denver Broncos.
That's the man.
Yeah. Harry, who you got?
Bills.
He's taking Buffalo. Of course, Buffalo, everybody's been talking about it. If this ain't the year for Josh Allen to do it,
ain't no year going to be the year for Josh Allen.
That's right. This is the year for him. And I'm taking the Denver Broncos as well. 49ers and the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
He has taken the Seahawks. That's a big game now. This is the third time they played. They split. And, of course, you mentioned earlier in the show about number 15 saying, yeah, that's who they wanted. Well, he got what he wanted. So we have to wait and see how they are going. The outcome of this game could be a very close game. Rick, who you got?
I'm going to take the Seahawks.
You taking the Seahawks as well? I picked the San Francisco 49ers to win the Super Bowl back in August, and I'm sticking with the San Francisco 49ers, and they're going to defeat Seattle to move on to the NFC Championship game. And the game, New England will take on the winner of tonight's game between Texas and the Steelers. Harry, who you got?
New England either way.
New England either way. Rick, who you got?
It doesn't matter. New England.
All right. So we got New England and Denver in the AFC Championship game, and Harry has New England and Buffalo. That'd be the AFC East be dominating. That'd be cool. And then we have the Rams and the 49ers. That's a whole division. Like I said, the NFC bracket, man, is three teams from the same division. The NFC West are still alive in that.
Hey, they were good all year long.
Yes, they were. Now, that's going to do it for our show tonight. Like I said, I want to thank all our sponsors. I cannot thank them enough. Tucker's Towing, Melissa and Jerry Tucker, Hourglass Realty Group, Keith Wagner, Wag's big supporter, Hempco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, K&L Barbecue, located at 1410 Maple Street. Check them out on Tuesdays. They have a different special every Tuesday. Check that out. And Tony's Oily World, of course, she'll be joining us here in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, and talk about some oils for the wintertime. And Ligon Jones Insurance, Mr. Andy Clark. I want to thank him so much for his support for the bottom line. And, of course, City Point Ice Cream and Burgers. Cannot thank them enough. With that, that's going to do it for our show. Don't forget, check us out tomorrow on Channel 3 and on your local cable here in the Tri-City. It's from 5 to 6. And then, of course, you can see us on YouTube on Wednesday. Check out our YouTube page, The Bottom Line Sport Talk Radio Show, WHAP.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes as well. We'll see you next Monday night breaking down the college football playoffs national championship game.
What was I just listening to? You've been listening to Steve the Truth Nugent with The Bottom Line. On Fox Sports Radio 1340 AM.
Craving a burger, a shake, or something sweet? come on down to City Point Ice Cream and Burgers. They're serving all your favorites right here in the heart of Hopewell. From classic burgers and fries to their signature crazy shakes, you'll find exactly what you're looking for. City Point Ice Cream and Burgers is located at 236 East Broadway, downtown Hopewell, open Thursday through Monday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. City Point, more than just a burger. That's City Point Ice Cream and Burgers.
This is Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve Nugent, right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP Hopewell.